Another key suspect in the assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moise has been apprehended, this time in the Dominican Republic. Rodolphe Jaar, a convicted drug trafficker and reputed informant for the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, was arrested by authorities in Santo Domingo on Friday after crossing the border from Haiti. A 124-page document on the assassination submitted to the Port-au-Prince prosecutor's office presents Jaar as one of the central players in the president's murder. He is accused of sheltering the Colombians in his own home and procuring the vehicles and weapons that would ultimately be used to execute the plot. Jaar is also said to have been in frequent and direct contact with cineast Francis Alexis, another key suspect, on the morning of the attack and in the hours following the assassination. The Miami Herald reports that about a month prior to Moise's killing, Jaar attended a meeting in the United States where it is believed that the topic of discussion was a supposed plan concocted by U.S. officials which aimed to identify and perhaps interdict Haitian government officials involved in the drug trade. According to the Herald, that bogus plan targeted 34 Haitian businessmen and government officials with the initial intention of arresting them. Reports from Haitian media have also mentioned this clandestine meeting, noting that all those believed to have been in attendance are either already detained by Haitian authorities or are wanted at this time. Over 40 people, including 18 Colombian nationals, are still in the custody of Haitian authorities since they were arrested shortly after the July 2021 assassination, still awaiting charges against them. Investigations and background checks suggest that none of the men currently detained would have had the financial means to support an operation as complex as a presidential assassination. This is why authorities have placed so much focus on the presumed leaders of the plot: Jaar, Samir Handal, and Mario Palacios. Other persons of interest who remain at large include cineast Francis Alexis, former diplomat Ashcard Pierre, former Senator John Joel Joseph, and former consultant for the Ministry of Justice Joseph Felix Badio. These new breaks in the case are giving new life to suspicions that Prime Minister Ariel Henry is possibly implicated in the assassination. The New York Times managed to interview Jaar shortly before his arrest in the Dominican Republic, following which the publication reported that Prime Minister Henry had close ties with suspect Joseph Felix Badio, with whom he maintained a purported relationship even in the wake of the assassination. The publication reports that interviews with Haitian officials and Jaar, as well as telephone records, have revealed several potentially compromising details about the Prime Minister's relationship with the suspects. This includes evidence that Badio and Henry spoke shortly before and shortly after the assassination. The New York Times also alleged that it has been informed on reliable grounds that notwithstanding active arrest warrants out in his name, Badio paid 2 visits to Henry's official residence some 4 months after the assassination, both times at night. The Prime Minister's security detail reportedly made no move to accost or arrest Badio on either occasion. For the most part, representatives for the Prime Minister have denied any relationship between Henry and Badio. However, in Jaar's interview with the New York Times, he alleged that shortly before the assassination, which he admitted to helping fund and coordinate, he was informed that Badio had identified Henry as a, quote, useful ally in the chaos which would unfold following the president's death. Jaar quoted Badio calling Henry a good friend over whom he had total control. Jaar has also accused Henry of assisting him and Badio in evading Haitian law enforcement in the days following the assassination. When the former lead prosecutor in the assassination investigation, Bedford Claude, aired his own concerns about Henry's actions and actually asked the presiding judge to lay charges against the Prime Minister, he was unceremoniously ousted from his position by Henry himself. Henry has not yet spoken publicly on the fresh allegations against him. However, the controversial report has found its way to the desk of the U.S. Embassy in Haiti, which reacted to the claims by calling for a, quote, thorough and transparent investigation to ensure that detectives follow established protocols and procedures and act in full accordance with the law. A delegation from the Federal Bureau of Investigations is said to be working alongside Haitian authorities in the interest of moving the investigation forward.